So as a serial caregiver, I wish I would have known that there are resources, there's support, and there's ways to navigate the system without doing it alone. We started off having foster kids when I was extremely young, and even before that, my mom did daycare. So throughout my whole life, I was starting to support other people. So things progressed in my caregiving journey after my grandparents, probably when I had my older son, who's 22 now. He ended up being diagnosed with ADHD, and he had learning disabilities and stuff like that. My husband in 2006 was deployed to Afghanistan and was injured and came home, and then after his injury, diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. And then that's when I kind of really started to identify as sort of being a caregiver, but not really being titled. My goal was, it's my job to support him. He's my husband, sickness and health. This does not just affect the individual going through whatever illness and disability. It affects every single person within that family dynamic and their friends. It's affected every part of my life, to be honest with you. Financially, it has. I mean, I've gone through a marriage that didn't work out. Knowing now that some of the caregiving and the life skills that I didn't have based on the trauma that I've gone through, I didn't have the coping strategies, because how could I if I don't know what I'm going through at the time? I've been at a burnout stage, you know, the autoimmune, the tiredness, the fatigue, the disassociation, depression, because the amount of stress that I was under, you don't even identify that you're in a crisis mode because you're in crisis mode all the time. But when you start to really identify that you've been through something like this before, I guess sometimes when you get in that well of going through it again, you at least have some experience. In the military, they call that soldier on. You just do it. You just plow through it, you get it done, and move to the next thing. And it's no different when you're a serial caregiver until you hit that next step and it's like a brick wall and you can't move through it. And you're either going to break and have that burnout stage and you have that mental breakdown and you don't know what to do, or you start to have the opportunity to really gain some knowledge and tools for that toolbox and to understand what is happening. I've had to go and have therapy. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't be here today, to be honest with you. I've slowly been able to build up into the point now that I have a lot of tools in my toolbox. We don't have to be turned on every day. When you're asked, how are you? You don't have to say, I'm okay or I'm good. You can say, today is not okay. And you don't need an explanation. And even when you live with somebody that you're caregiving for and trying to support, it's also important to know that at some point in time, you need to make sure that you take care of you. Because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of anybody else.